Welcome to the social science class. Today we shall begin your new chapter of civics part. Students, as you all love to play game, right? You play game. But while playing games, you have follow some rules and instruction. These rules and instruction help to build a proper system in the certain work. Without rules, there will not be a proper system. Hence, for every work and system, there are rules and instruction. Students, so today we will learn the rules of our country in this lesson. Today we shall learn civics lesson number 9, our constitution. In this chapter, the meaning, importance, framing, and salient features of the constitutions are explained. Now, let us see the meaning and importance of the constitution. So, before going to detail, I will tell you something brief about this chapter. So, its simple terms, we can see that Constitution is a book which continues rules and laws according to which country is governed. Constitution means a set of basic rules followed by a country. Country follow the rules of constitution. It enumerates the organs of the government, its powers and functions. There is a reference to the rights and the duties of the citizen. The constitution is a reference guide to the government. No one should violate the constitution. Means any person can't break the rules of the country or a constitution. So students, now let us see the importance of the constitution. The constitution is a prominent as it is the fundamental law of the country. The constitution is important because it protects the fundamental principle govern. Everyone has to adhere to it. Adhere, it means to follow a rule. So students, not only a common man can follow the rules of the constitution, but also all people, including the president, the prime minister, parliamentary judges, and officers, are bound by it. The role of the constitutions are it protects the rights of the citizen as all are equal before the law. It means that every person who lives within the territory of India has the equal right before the law. Next one, it functions as a reference guide to the duties to be performed by the government. It is a document which describes the rights and duties of its citizen and the way in which it is governed. It is the first responsibility of government in a democratic society to protect and safeguard the lives of its citizens. It coordinates the functions of the democratic institutions such as legislative, executive, and judicial. Legislative makes a law, the executive carries out the laws, and judicial declare those laws unconstitutional. Corresponding to these three activities are three organs of the government. So students, I hope you understood the role of the constitution about these three activities of government. The next one, it also organizes better relation between the government and the individual. The role of the constitution about our country, maintaining better relation between the government and the common people. So students, you have seen the importance of the constitution. Drafting Committee of the Constitution. The Constituent Assembly prepared the Constitution. Dr. Rajendra Prasad was elected as its president when the Assembly met for the first time. The Constitution Assembly met for the first time to write the Constitution of India. There were 299 members in the Constitution Assembly. The first session was held on 9th December 1946. Drafting Committee. In order to hasten the process of preparing the Constitution, the Assembly created various committees. Hasten means more quickly, to make Constitution earlier. It also created a drafting committee under the chairmanship of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Ambedkar was the chairman of drafting committee. He was the first law minister of India. The members of the Constituent Assembly verified the draft constitution and proposed the 2473 amendment. The proposed amendment and the draft constitution were discussed in detail in the meeting of the Constitution Assembly. Hence, it took 3 years for the constitution. The constitution was adopted on January 26, 1950. The constitution declared India as a republic. In order to mark the adoption of the constitution, every year January 26 is marked as a Republic Day and it is a national. So children, you came to know that every year we celebrate Republic Day on 26 January. It is a national festival. The same day the constitution was adopted. Actually, constitution enacted on 26 November 1949 and enforced on 26 January 1950. On November 26th every year, the Constitutional Day is celebrated as it was on November 26, 1949. The Constitution was approved by the Constituent Assembly. So children, the Constituent Assembly approved the Constitution on 26 November 1949 and this day is called a Constitutional Day. So children, you remember 26 November is Constitutional Day and 26 January is Republic Day. According to the directive of the Constitution, the first general election of India were held between 1951 to 1952. The parliament with bicameral legislature Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha came into force in 1952. Bicameral means two legislatures. Now let us see the size of our constitution. The Constitution of India contains 3954 articles and 12 schedules. The Constitution of India is the longest in the world. Now let us discuss about the preamble to the Constitution. Preamble means an introduction that explains its purpose in preamble. The Constitution of India begins with a preamble. Before I told, preamble means an introduction about the Constitution of India. So, the Constitution of India, the preamble is considered as the heart of the Constitution as it represents the dream and the ideology of the people. Justice, freedom, equality, self-respect, fraternity and national integrity are the ideologies that find reference in the preamble. Now, let us see. Our constitution has its own unique features. The first one, the Indian constitution is in the written form. So children, our constitution is in written form and our constitution of India is the longest in the world. The structure, power and extent of power of three organs of the government such as legislature, executive and judiciary are explained. There is a single constitution both for central and state government. The central and state government are two separate governments. Therefore, so students, we have seen the information about that written constitution. Now let us see the information about the republic. The constitution has declared India as a republic. In the case of the republican system, there is no rule of the king. Instead, there is the rule of elected representative by the people. So, India, which has this kind of political system, is known as the So children, our country of India is known as the Democratic Republic. The next unique features of our constitution have a fundamental The Constitution guarantees six fundamental duties to citizens at the fundamental right. The state can never curb means to limit or control something. In Kannada, nirbandhaಗಳು. So, the state can never pass any law that control these. In case of violation of fundamental rights, the judiciary has the power to rectify. When a violate the fundamental rights, the judiciary has the power to correct something that is. The citizen cannot exercise their rights as per their whims and whims means a sudden idea or desire to do something. In Kannada, apekshagalu. So students, the citizen cannot exercise their rights as per their desire to like the idea of having or doing something. The 11 fundamental duties are there in the Constitution. The next unique features of our Constitution, secularism. Secularism means the principle of separation of the state from religious institutions. In simple words, to treat all. The Constitution upholds the principle of secularism. The principle of secularism held by the Constitution. The governments are expected to make no discrimination on the basis of religion and are expected to treat all religions equally. It is expected from the government that there should not be any discrimination in the name of religion. The governments are expected to treat all religions equally. The government consider no religion as its religion. The government does not consider any religion to be its religion. All treat religions in the same way. Every citizen is at freedom to practice religion of his choice and faith. So, every citizen has the freedom to choose one religion and believe in religion. The government has the authority to control the freedom to practice one's religion in the interest of the public. So, children, the government has the right to control the practice of any religion regarding the public interest. So, children, the next unique features of our constitution is the independent judiciary. Judiciary of the country is an independent body. The judiciary is independent of executive and legislature and has advocate powers. It means the judiciary free from the executive and legislative pressure or influence. The independence of judiciary is not limited only from executive pressure or influence but also from any other pressure and prejudice. Neither the government nor the parliament can interfere with the functioning of the judiciary. So students, nobody can interfere with the judiciary system in India. The courts of India are not controlled by the government and do not represent any political authority. All are equal before the court of law and all have a right to justice is the principle of the judiciary. Equality before the law, also known as the equality under the law. Each person, independent being, must be treated equally by the law and that all are subject to the same laws of justice. The decision of the Supreme Court is final and all are expected. Independence of judiciary led by the Supreme Court. Whatever decision given by Supreme Court is final and all are expected to. So children, we learnt the judiciary system in India. Let us see the sixth one, unique features of constitution, the universal adult franchise. The system of electing representative through voting of adult members. Adult members means 18 years and above is called the universal adult franchise. Universal adult franchise gives the right to vote to all adult citizens. All citizens are eligible for voting. without any discrimination, then a good government comes to power. All the citizens have the right to give the vote without any differences between the people, then a good government comes to power. The Constitution wishes to establish the welfare state, a state which sets a goal to provide social and economical security to all its citizens is generally known as the welfare state. Example, unemployed laborers waiting for work. For those people, welfare state can provide the work for them. The next one, election system. India is the largest democracy in the world. In the past 6 decades, periodic elections have been conducted. India, the world's most populous democracy. The first election held in 1951 to 52. In the past 60 years, periodic elections have been conducted. The system of democracy has been advocated deep rooted in our country. It is still a satisfactory system in spite of certain demerits. So, students, what we have to learn in this lesson? So, let us see the meaning and importance of the Constitution. After this, the preamble to the Constitution. And our Constitution has its own unit are written Constitution, Republic, fundamental rights and duties, secularism, independent judiciary, universal adult franchise, and elections. So, students, I hope you understood